Hi, it's Naomi Andrick. I wanted to do a quick video on inserting graphs into the online learning system. The way that I've been doing it, which is using this little program here and then copying and pasting right in here, apparently doesn't show up anymore. So that is a bummer, and we're going to have to do a workaround. Another approach I've used in the past that appears to still work is to use a little program called Jing. You can download Jing at TechSmith, so let me pull that up. Oop, I misspelled it. Right here, it's free. Right there, you can just download it, and it appears just in your screen like a little sun when it's open, and you can use it to snap pictures of things. So one thing I can do if I want to insert a graph is I can use this mathgraph.idwvogt.com, this one that I posted the link to originally, and here I just click and then I drag to the second point that I found and I let go. So maybe I found that the 0.03 and the 0.36 are both solutions to an equation. So I can plot those 2 points, draw my line, and I've got a graph. But since copy to clipboard isn't working for us, I would use Jing up here, this little sunshine. I open it up, turns everything gray pretty much, except for what I copy. So I do that. This is the capture image button, so I press that, and then I actually have to share it via screencast, wait for it to upload, then I have to open it in another window. I know it's tedious, so I just pressed Control V to paste that link there. The graph comes up and I can copy and paste from here. I right click, I go down to copy image, I go over here, and then I do Control V again with my keyboard. I hold the Control while I click the V. I have a tendency to make these graphs a little smaller. I think they're a little big initially, but so then I can get a graph in, and I would just type in my subject. I can type whatever explanation I want to type in there, and just post the message, and it should appear where other students can see it. Now, another option, since we're using Jing, is to just use the grapher in MyMathLab. It's not like you can just go to a grapher, but a lot of problems have a graph component built in. So here's a problem. This is a problem in the study plan 3241. Really, any problem that has a graph would do. And then I can just make this bigger. That big will do. And then I would just do it exactly the same way. I'm going to click my first point. Let's see. It's going to let me do this. Maybe that's... Oh, okay. It's going to want me to enter something in. So when x is 0, y is going to be -3. When x is -2, y is going to be -5. When x is 3, y is going to be 0. Now it'll let me graph. Okay, so I pull this up, I make it larger. You can even maximize it, and it'll go larger if your window's larger. And I guess I'll go ahead and use these points. 0, -3 is going to be right here. -2, -5 is going to be down here. Now, MyMathLab actually only lets me use 2 points, and then I would press save and submit. But if I'm going to post this graph, I would copy it here using Jing again. Notice I went up to the sun, I used the little capture button, I clicked it, I selected what I wanted to select, I press capture image, and then I have to share via screencast. This copy won't work. So I share it via screencast, wait for it to upload. It's uploaded. I need to make another window or another tab, and then I do Control V since I've automatically got the link saved in my clipboard. Press enter. This graph comes up. I can copy and paste it into my post just like I did the other one. Now, the reason this works and others don't work appears to be that Screencast is actually a separate server and it's saving that image, and so that way the online learning system doesn't have to save this data. It just refers whoever's looking at it over to this other data that's saved on screencast.com. There's no storage cost or anything like that associated with it, unless you are sharing images with millions of people, which we're not for our class. So that's, a couple of ways to insert an image using Jing. Now, let's say you don't want to download Jing, or you're on a public computer and you can't use Jing or something like that. You can always just pull up Paint. So there's my Paint. Let's see, I'll make it smaller. And you can, so there's Paint. I'm going to move it over here where you can't see it so much. And use print. There's a print screen button on most keyboards, so it's up in the upper right over the insert and delete buttons. I press print screen, and then I would go over here to Paint and press paste, and it will show my entire screen for a moment there. But then from there I can take the Paint image and shrink it down to what I would like it to be, which is just a graph. Let's see. Go over here. There's a little thing here. Move it over. Make it smaller. And then I can go down here. I can move this one up, make that smaller. And so I can kind of get it down to just the graph, and then save it, and then attach it to a post. So if you can't use Jing, I think most computers these days still have Paint. So you can always use Paint. Or if you don't like to just post an image, if you wanted to have words around it, you can actually copy and paste it from here, like this. Just select it, and then I do Control with my pinky and click C to copy it, and then open up a Word document and do Control V to paste it into the Word document. So there are a few different approaches to getting graphs out there. It's not like we can't post graph just because we ran into that snag. And it's nice to be able to go ahead and post graphs since we're doing the graphing section. A lot of people have trouble with it. I benefit from seeing your graphs where I can figure out what you're doing wrong if you're making mistakes. And I think other students benefit from seeing each other do graphs. So it's helpful to go ahead and graph, and I want to encourage you to do it, even though it may take a few extra steps. Okay, that's all. Thanks. Bye.